Welcome everybody. The stupid mouse was not responding, so I'm clicking on the button and clicking on the button and wouldn't put the sound up. So here we are. Welcome guys. It is Monday night, which means we are racing once again, and in the virtual commentary box I have Ashley wearing his SARCO cap proudly. Ashley, how are you this evening?
I'm very well, thank you, Dylan, and hope you're doing well as well. Yeah, another exciting evening ahead of us. This time we're racing at the Daytona International Speedway, and we're coming to you virtually live from Daytona Road Course in the USA. And Dylan, I've done some laps around this track, and it is a mighty quick track. We've got the sort of the NASCAR or IndyCar banked corners, and then goes into the first corner, which is going to be a tricky one this evening.
100%. Look, this is probably one of my favorite tracks, and the reason being is that there's just so much heritage behind the Daytona course. You've got, I'm saying I can see, but that's because I can see what's happening in the background. But we've got a combination of bank courses. We've got a combination of high-speed sections. We've got chicanes, hairpins. This track has it all. It is fast, it is furious, and this track will bite you in the ass.
No, absolutely. And I tried it in the different setups. I first tried on the loose setup because that's always been my favorite setup, and man oh man, that first corner is very, very tricky on the loose setup. The back just wants to slide out, and you have to be super cautious coming into the first corner. The rest of the infield seems to be much better, but overall I think tonight I'm going to stick with the more stable setup, which seems to be working for me. But let's see. I think we're going to see a difference. Some guys maybe taking the loose setup, I think, for qualifying, and then because it uses a lot more tire wear with the loose setup, and then perhaps for the race you'll see them on perhaps using the stable setup.
100%. I just wanted to welcome Tyler Scott, who is manning the cameras for us this evening. Thank you so much, Tyler, for jumping in on such short notice. We do appreciate some of the behind the scenes work that you do get involved with here at SARCO, and we really, really do appreciate it. Guys, while we have a couple of minutes left, let's just see what's happening. We've got Stephen, he's joined us. He's saying, hey boys, how's it? Peter Heidemann, he's saying, let's go at Daytona, enjoy all. He got the first dibs this evening. All I can say is, Daniel War Machine Morales, you are slipping here, my boy, and not getting those first dibs as frequently as you used to. Brandon's here, he's joining us saying, how's it? So really good to see Brandon Santos joining out while he is currently on track. Sean Prinsloo, he's saying another great race coming up, how's it? And we've got Healthy Mind, looks like a new subscriber to the channel, saying go Raf go. And then we got Daniel War Machine Morales saying go Simstuff Racing. Monet Galloway, he's definitely here looking after Simstuff Racing. And Stephen Smith, he's on our Facebook page along with a very complicated Afrikaans message there from Daniel once again. So that's awesome to see. Guys, I'm seeing that we are now down to 9 drivers. Not sure what is going on there. I know we had 13. That means we've lost 4 drivers. So I'm not too sure what is happening in the background there. Tyler, I'm not sure if you are in the lobby by any chance. Are you able to hear them?
I'm just finding out now what happened.
Thank you, Tyler.
Hello.
Sorry, Dylan, if you could just broadcast so that I could see what's going on, please, on the Discord.
No, just everyone. Can you guys hear me? Dylan says just retire and spectate so we can start the...
So I wonder if we're going to have perhaps a restart of this qualification here, because those, as we know, some of those guys won't be able to come into this won't be able to have enough time to join back into the lobby, and it'll be sad if we don't see those additional drivers.
Well, the fact that we've lost 4 drivers, that does constitute for a restart. That is during the qualifying, so definitely want to get that up and running again. Yes, Tyler.
Yeah, they'll be retiring and restarting the session.
All right, perfect. So luckily, guys, is that we have been able. I have just got a message from Ross saying that we're going to restart 4 drivers having been kicked out. So thank you very much, Ross. Your message has been well received. We've got Peter Reiling. He's not joined. He's saying hello, SARCO, and that's exactly how I pictured him saying that. Peter, lucky to have you back. And then we got Anine Galloway saying go JohannVdV. Lots and lots and lots of support here coming for Simstuff Racing. And Mr. Adrian Bond, he too is with us. And if there was ever a prize for the person using the most emojis, Adrian Bond, you're a mystery emoji man.
Oh, definitely. I think Johan seems to have a fully Simstuff racing support team there in George, and he's obviously getting them rallied up for the race. So it's good to see the guys supporting him. So yeah, we saw from last week how quick Johan was, and I think it's going to be an interesting race. I think he's going to have a good race this round. This race rounds.
Yeah, just time spectate.
Okay, so sorry to all of those that are... that is even making me dizzy. Let's just get rid of that.
Wow.
So, apology guys, we've got Louis on the starting grid. There we go, Ashley, that is what you have been waiting for.
Excellent, thank you very much.
Adrian Bond comes back and saying, welcome to the madness, boom, and beers, beers, beers and coconuts. We all know what that means. Bloody Legend, he's saying, hey Dylan GT, just want to say good luck to Rockstar Mal. We're yerder. She knew exactly who she was talking to.
Right, is everyone in? So we need. Ready? Yeah.
So while we're waiting for the drivers just to ready up, perhaps we can just chat about if you guys want to get involved or want to get busy racing with us, then please go check us out on our Facebook page or our website at www.sarcoracing.co.za. You can also watch us live on YouTube. Guys, go there, check us out, like, subscribe, and yeah, tell us what you think.
Okay, so we've got all drivers back in the lobby now. We can see that it is just loading up. And it's so nice to see Tanya that has joined us. She knows my nickname between myself and her brother Jacques. So Mal Jacques has a brother, and thank you Tanya for joining us. We then got Sean Fillingham. He's joined saying, AID, bring the madness, good vibes. AD, you definitely make us all laugh here at the bunch of coconuts that some of the guys are, and we love them all.
I was just looking at this picture here, and I think this would definitely be one of the circuits that we could race at night. It seems to cater for that. It has enough floodlights.
So they generally do run the 24 hours of Daytona around here as well, and the back section is all in the lights, so 100%. So Ashley, I do apologize. I realize that I haven't given you a cheat sheet.
I never cheat.
think what I should start doing is calling it the informative sheet from now on, so that you don't feel guilty.
Thank you.
So as I was mentioning, this is definitely one of my favorite tracks. But man, oh man, if you're not careful, this track will spit you out.
How's that view?
It's awesome. I friggin' love it. Love it, love it, love it.
Cameraman Tim is upgrading, obviously got in one of those drones.
Yep. Well done, cameraman Tim. Some of those messages are still coming through, guys. Just remember, keep sending those messages in. The drivers do go back and they read all the messages. So exactly what Taryn has done, sent all the love to her wonderful, wonderful hubby, Slap Heat, saying, good luck to my hubby, I love you. Don't worry, Taryn, we will definitely get that message onto him when they go into the next one, and just make all the guys rag him a little bit, but please keep that love coming. So
obviously Valentine's Day rubbing off there.
wow, I don't know how close to coconuts and family friendly that was, but that could really be taken out in the wrong context.
So far, it looks like Rudy has picked up a penalty, so that could possibly be from speeding in the pits.
So what it could also be is just, yes, it would be, because I'm about to say that's probably crossing the start-finish line, but the pit exit line, but the one on this track isn't so bad.
And talking of Valentine's Day, he's got hearts on his headlights.
True story. Well spotted there, Tyler.
So we know from the previous qualifying at Silverstone that Rudy was one of the quicker guys, posting the quickest time for the first race. Ooh, there we see somebody going on these. That looked like was it Brandon or Terry? It was Terry getting a little bit too happy on the accelerator there and spun the car around, and that's thrown him off.
Okay, so now I have all my ducks in a row. Just wanted to see what was happening in the current championship points while we run out the last minute.
So it looks like we're not going to get to see many laps coming in here on the qualifying. Probably a maximum of 2, so
Well, the guys should get at least 2 laps in, because now this would be crossing the start-finish line, so the lap times should start coming in now. So Sly Pete's currently top, 158.1, followed by Johan 158.8, Sarge 59.2, Silverback 159.8, but he gets pipped there by Ross, who goes 156.7, but then Robert Stoltz 156.656. That really helped my OCD there. Thank you so much, because it's 156.656. Absolutely love that. Then further down, we've got Rockstar now. Surprised to see him down in the 159.9s. Then Colin 2:08, Dane 2:01.4, then Terry at 2:15.8, and Brandon DeSantos still to get a lap time in. So just hoping that he is able to get that going.
yeah, I think some of the guys are being caught out with traffic here, and as you can see, Brandon there being held up by the Ferrari of not even sure who that is out in front of him, but I think that's definitely going to play a major role with this qualifying. If you get a nice clean bit of air or track in front of you, it's definitely going to make a bit of difference. I see some guys here trying to use the toe, maybe it's just to gain an extra advantage there, and I see Johan was pushing Rudy there, looks like it.
Yeah, so this little section here coming up the back through turns number 9 through the bus stop, 9 and 10, is that if you get that wrong, the wall on the outside can claim its first victim, but not only that, the wall on the inside, as you touch turn number 9 and you get that entry wrong, you're so close to touching the outside. As we see Ross going around the outside here of the Ferrari, so he's got himself a really good tow coming up to the start finish line along the front stretch. So I'd like to know whether this puts him top, and yes it does, 156.5. So Ross is at the top, managed to use that slipstream to his advantage, and he is now the fastest on track.
I'm sure that's a good time there from Ross.
Brandon Dos Santos, he's up into 3rd place. Then Terry, I see he moved to 4th. So a great recovery there for Terry.
Absolutely. With his teammate in front of me, let's hope that first corner is not a disaster like the last race.
So we did ask Brandon just to break into turn number 1. But guys, they will be doing a bit of a rolling start. Once that rolling start has been done, they will cross the line and we will be racing. For the next race, once again, we will have this small shortened rolling start, but then the guys will just keep it nice and easy, and they will then break into doing a manual full lap before they get themselves into formation and get racing. So that's it, guys. We are racing heat number 1 for the Bravo tier, and we're at the Daytona Road Course. And Ross is out in front with Robert 2nd place, Brandon 3rd, Terry 4th. Pete looks like he's jumped the start with Ross going wide into turn number 2. He's going to have to just be careful when rejoining, but you can see Ross dropping down the order. So down in 11th, down to 13th place. I'm pretty sure that's not what he would have wanted, which now releases Robert out in front. Brandon's in 2nd place, Terry 3rd, and Pete in 4th.
Yeah, so a good start there by Robert. A bit fortunate, unfortunately for Ross going wide there, and looks like he's called it a day as well, as we see him going to the pits there. Robert out in front at the moment, being chased very hard by Brandon, and right behind him his teammate Terry, and the only Ferrari there's Sly Pete, who's putting pressure.
Ooh.
And he looks like Terry and Pete may have touched there, so I'm not sure what happened there. We'll have to go back on the replay later. But now Pete up into 3rd position, and looks like he's got a penalty from that, so I wonder what seemed to happen.
I think
like
he might have
Pete outbraked himself.
Yeah, he might have just jumped the start a little bit, because it's very, I actually don't even know, because it's very difficult to get a time penalty when you're in a rolling start. But now back to the race itself, and Robert, you can see he going a little bit wide through turn number 10, and there's a time penalty waiting there for you, as Brandon gets a great drive coming out of the bus stop. He moves himself to the low side and puts himself up into 1st, and now Robert slots in behind to hopefully get a slipstream as they come along the front stretch once again.
I just noticed Rockstar Mel had a good start himself. We saw him down further down the field, and he's now moved up to 4th position.
You can see how tricky this first corner is that you're braking while turning to the left, and then that corner tightens up on you once again. So it's a little bit of a dab of the brakes just to get the nose down. You have to come off the brakes, get the car turned in once again, then once again touch those brakes. So you're constantly playing with the brakes as both Brandon and Robert get that rear very loose, coming out of turns number, I lost myself there for a second, turn number 4.
So let's not forget Brandon Dos Santos is actually using a controller here, so doing really well at the moment. It's still being chased really hard by Robert in 2nd position. Further down the track, we
Look
got
at that, that's Ross up into 6th. So he went all the way down to 13th place and had to let some of the guys go past him. And so he's making an absolute crack of a comeback.
well done to Ross there. But he's still got a 7-second gap to try and close up on those guys ahead of him. It's still a long race, so we're only basically 5 minutes into this race, so anything's possible at this stage.
So as Brandon takes the guys through the bus stop once again, he has Robert right behind him, and the slipstream effect up on the bank is absolutely incredible, and I'm pretty sure we'll see Robert starting to close up that gap ever so slightly as they get ready to cross the start finish line on the front stretch once again.
Yeah, Robert not letting Brandon get away, keeping that close distance behind him, making sure that he can see him in the mirrors, and applying the pressure where he can. Brandon seems like he goes a little bit wide there, and that's allowed for Robert just to close up on to the back of him. And will we see a lunge here or a look on the inside? Robert keeps his line and follows Brandon into the corner, and looks like they were almost side by side there for a moment, but Robert manages to just attack him behind Brandon, and they very close together as they come through this last little piece of the inner track.
Yeah,
Brandon
to
giving
number
a bit
5.
of understeer there.
And now this is my favorite corner, because this corner you can attack that inside curve extremely hard, carry a lot of speed through here. You could possibly do it in 3rd gear. It all depends on your preference, and then it is a full throttle all the way around turn 7 and 8 onto that back stretch, and before you set yourself up in the bus stop. Tyler, I just wanted to jump quickly to between 5 and 6. Oh, there we go. Ross and Sarge are going side by side at the moment, just trading places. So I do think that Ross might have got a bit of a slowdown, because Ross was ahead, but then all of a sudden saw Sarge's name just flick. Oh, that was not good. I thought that might be a bit of a lag moment. But unfortunately, that's Pete now a drop down. We've got Rockstar Mal. He's moved himself up into 3rd, and he is now joining this battle with himself and Robert. And Brandon now 2.6 seconds clear of Robert. So these 3 guys are still going to be fighting for those last places on the podium.
Yeah, in shots at the moment we've got Terry, and he's followed closely by Colin as they go through the first corner. Terry looks like a very nice, clean sort of entry into the first corner.
That was a great line coming through turns 1 and 2. Now into turn number 3. And Ross starting to open up the gap between himself and Sarge. Ryan, who currently, if he stays in this place, Ross will be starting in 2nd place, and Ryan will be starting right in front with the rest of the field behind him. So guys, let us know what you think of the racing so far. We know that there is still 12 minutes left to go, but are you ready, as my father would say, are you ready to commit? Tell us who your winning driver is, or is it too soon to tell? As Brandon, Robert and Rockstar Mallow go through the bus stop with lap number 4. So we should be able to get just on about 10, maybe 11 laps. So looking forward to that. Well, we got a new visitor this evening. Big shout out there for Go Silverback, and that is Sarah Bond. I wonder if there's any relation to Adrian Bond.
possibly be. Dylan, I'm just noticing Rockstar Mole Jock, he's set the fastest time on that lap, last lap, with a 156. But now Roberts has now equaled that and gone even faster with a 156.4. So the times now seem to be stepping out, and I think that's sort of the pace we're going to see in the Alpha tier, probably in the low 56s, I would imagine. Well, I hope so, for my sake, because I think that's the pace that's...
How confident are you with that pace?
Yeah. I mean, I reckon I could possibly give you maybe the high 56s, but judging from the practice we had earlier, I think it's going to be low 156s, possibly high 58s.
So everybody, you've just seen that is first, second and third going out of turn number 6. So still lots and lots of racing here still to come. And I'm pretty sure that Roberts is now being pushed by Jacques, because we can see that now within 0.6 is Robert of Brandon, unless Brandon had made himself a little mistake, because he had a 2.6 second lead. And that time has now come way down. That's a great exit there for Roberts, managing to get both those curbs absolutely precise, and that's going to give him the best exit coming out of that bus stop.
Well, we've seen both Robert and Rockstar Mel getting consistently those 156 times, so I think that's made the difference. I mean, if you look at Brandon's times in the low 158s, and that's kind of been his sort of average, I've been noticing. Now he does a 157.7, so still a high 157. But look at that, Robert with a 157 dead, and close behind him is Rockstar Mel. So those guys definitely, showing their pace. Look at Ross in 5th position. He's also, fighting back. He's also dropped that time down by quite a bit. So hopefully, who knows, maybe we'll see him in the back of this field towards the end of the race.
So he's now starting to close up on Sly Pete. Sly Pete doing 58.7 and Ross 56.9. So Ross is currently the fastest on the track. So I'm sure he'd be a little frustrated with that mistake he made going into turn number 1. But now it's up to him just to keep his head down. 9 minutes still to go. Whether he'll be able to close up 6 seconds to the leaders, that still needs to be seen. That's because he's only really making up 0.1 or 0.2, and Robert is off. So Robert is now rejoining the track, but he's now down in 5th place. So I'm wondering if he didn't get it wrong coming out of turn number 6 and just letting that let go ever so slightly.
Yep, and that's now moved Ross into 4th position. So all of coming from making that mistake on the first corner, he's managed to make his way up right into 4th position at the moment, and he's only 6 seconds off the pace of the off the times of the leaders, or should I say the gap. So still the fastest man on the track at the moment. So let's see if he's able to get past Slappy. He goes.
Whoa! He goes and takes the high road. Just about touches that outside wall. But now Pete. I'm gonna say Pete, but it's not Pete. It is Pete. Pete's holding that inside line. Just not letting Ross, and you can see there's Ross just about keeping that on the track. And as he goes into that turn number 1, an absolute crack of a corner there. Just checking in on some of the messages. Adrian has confirmed, he's saying, yes, it is familiar. That is Silverback's sister. So awesome to see some sibling love there. Awesome. Welcome. And then we've got Craig LaRue saying, hi all, or what game is this? Saying, sorry, just saw it now. It's Assetto. This is actually Project Cars 2, Craig. Assetto Corsa we do on a Thursday. And then we've got Taryn saying, Dylan, hopefully Pete drives faster on Sunday in a kart. I hope so too.
Yeah.
So
they're
Lulu
good now.
VDV saying Camaros are smashing the Ferraris. Sarah's going, go 80. Absolutely indeed. And I'm still seeing further down the field that looks like Terry's now dropped to 13. I was just checking in to see where JohannVdV was, and I saw that he was down in 12th. So he's having a bit of a tricky race this evening.
I think he's definitely battling. I mean, like you said, the Camaros seem to be dominating this evening. I mean, it's only with Sly Pete who's managed to keep that position in 4th. And it's a tough race for the poor Ferrari drivers this evening. Pretty much like the Formula 1 drivers are.
Yeah, and I do support Ferrari and have for many years. So I understand the pain. So there's a Colin, and right behind him he's got Dane. Some also family love happening there. That is a father-in-law and son-in-law combination. And these two have had such a rivalry over the last couple of years. Really awesome to see. So Adrian's saying Rafi's doing fantastic, and Lulu VDV saying JohannVdV is my brother. Well, welcome Lulu. Awesome. So Lulu's, surprisingly enough, he's watching all the way from Auckland. So talk about having our viewership far and wide. Absolutely fantastic. And I'm pretty sure that your brother will absolutely appreciate the support there. So Brandon DeSantos has been able to hold out in front, but he does have Rockstar Mal now, 0.3 of a second right behind him. And that can change anywhere on the speedway section. You can see Jacques keeping that car nice and stable through the bank section. But now as they approach up to the bus stop, it's going to be whoever gets on the brakes cleanly is able to get that car to transition the weight, get the power on, and then get the drive out. And I wanted to say it looks like Jacques had the better exit, but you can see that Brandon's starting to pull away just a little bit. But now that Jacques can set himself up in the slipstream, he should be able to start closing up that gap.
There was brilliant driving from both those drivers there, so this is going to be interesting battle right to the end. So we did see some time penalties. There's a 1 second there for Ross, a 5 second for Pete, and a 5 second for Louis down in 10th position. So interesting lines we're seeing here between Rockstar Mel and Brandon, but Brandon's lines definitely seems to be the quicker one. And let's not forget that this man is driving on using a controller and showing the guys with I would say with a bit of an advantage having the steering wheel. How it's done.
Yep, well, we do know that Brandon is waiting patiently to get himself into a wheel, and I'm pretty sure that when he does, I don't think there will be any difference to his pace. Massive family reunion coming here this evening. It's absolutely great to see. So Lulu's saying yes Monet. So Monet is also joined us. I'm not sure. Oh, there's Monet. So he also seems to know Lulu, so that's great to see. Familiars taking over this town, Adrian Bond's comment. And Andrew Horn saying Brandon driving the wildest Camaro in the world. Most definitely. And this battle for 3rd, 4th and 5th is not over yet. 2 minutes 40 seconds to go. And this is where I think that the Ferrari is able to hold its own. This bus stop, it just transitions that weight so much better. You can see how that car just squatted as Pete got into that power and was able to get that drive out ahead. We're seeing Johan has joined us, is saying Ninko was stationary on the track. When he disconnected, he pulled him with him. We'll just have to check that, Johan. Very disappointing to see that. But we do know that if somebody does go stationary, generally what will happen is the other person who sees that is the one that's affected as well. So we're down to 11 drivers as Pete goes extremely wide. I'm pretty sure trying to avoid Ross in the braking zone. So he's now dropped down into 5th place, and that now promotes Robert up into 4th.
Yeah, and we know that Ross has got that 1 second penalty, so he just needs to close that gap by a few seconds. Whoa! So it looks like Robert made a mistake there, and then Pete had to avoid him.
I think Pete got a fright and tried to counteract it, and all that did was just throw him off. But it doesn't look like it has affected him too much in the end.
Oh, is that Mel Jock that's just got past? Looks like it.
Yep, so we do have a new race leader, and that is Mal Jacques. Sorry, Rockstar Mal. Man, do you know how hard it is to change someone's name when you've called them something for so many years? Oh my goodness. So these messages are flying in. So Anine, please tell me if I'm saying your name correctly. So Anine Galloway saying, hello Louis, that is Louis' sister. How awesome is that? Lots and lots of family love coming through here. Then Johan saying, it has not been an ideal start, but rather DC than a crappy driving. And Adrian Bond saying, Anthony, you coconut. So we know exactly what that means.
But he's round and hairy.
So a last lap of this heat, and Amal Jacques, Rockstar Mal, currently in 1st place with Brandon in 2nd, but half a second, so he's not letting him go just yet. Ross is in 3rd place with Robert in 4th. Pete is in 5th with Rudy. He's moved himself up into 6th place. Then we've got Ryan in 7th, Dane 8th, Raf in 9th place, Louis in 10th, and then Terry down in 11th position. So Lulu's saying he thinks you should start coming and racing with us. Hell yes.
I think this is the last lap, Dylan, and I think these two are going to have an epic battle right to the end.
So will Brandon be able to get the slipstream coming out of the bus stop? Because that's where this race can essentially be made or lost.
Yeah, he seems to have lost a bit of time on that last corner coming out of the infield. But hopefully you might get a bit of a slipstream here. So he brakes really late.
Yeah, Jacques got that. It looks like he got that turn in really good. Because if I'm looking at the gap between them, Rockstar is starting to pull away from Brandon. But now we see the time coming down. So Brandon is in the slipstream.
Oh, this is going to be close.
So it's going to be really very close as they now head towards the last corner up on the bank, and that is it. 0.0059 was the last time I saw when they crossed that line. Ross just recovers coming back from a 13th place. I'm pretty sure he'll be really happy with that.
Oh, definitely. We'll have the points in the bag, so and that's what counts around here. Still managed to keep that gap with that 1 second gap on Robert. Robert finishing in 4th position. Rudy down into 5th, so Sly Pete with that penalty setting back, and that's allowed for Rudy to get past. Ryan in 7th position. We've got Dane in 8th. In 9th position, who's SL? Sorry.
Silverback. It's Raf.
Sorry, Raf. And then NS, and then Terry down in 11th position. So
guys, I'm just gathering those final results, because remember we do interview the top 3 drivers with the final result for the evening. So just making sure that all our points are in, and if there are any any points that we need to adjust at a later stage, we are able to get that done. So that was a amazing race, lots and lots of drama. Ross completely outbraking himself, but managing to find a little bit of pace through the race and got himself back up there. Just want to make sure that this is done.
Yes, Pete. I tried to run away with you in the corner.
I just want to say apologies for that little bunch up there. I might have caused the problem on that second corner. I'm sorry.
So we heard somebody confessing to something they may or may not did. But if there is any dispute, footage has to be provided. So we're able to review the incident. So guys, we are officially going back into heat number 2 here of the Bravo tier. Just remember that the Alpha tier will be starting directly after this. Guys, we are about 5 minutes late, so apologies there, but we did have 4 drivers disconnect as we were in the qualifying.
Ross, did you take the qualifying off?
So just waiting to hear what the verdict on that was. Tyler, did he confirm?
Are you guys going to the chat party?
No, we won't go to the driver's chat party.
Sorry, what was that, Dylan?
I said, did Ross confirm that he had taken the qualifying? Oh, yes, he did, because I see the
Yes,
running
he
of
did.
the race. Perfect. Thank you kindly.
So round 2 for the Bravo tiers, and if you guys are not familiar with the format, the top 6 from the first race will be reversed, and that means our race winner from first race, Rockstar Mel, will be starting down in 6th position, and in front of me we will see who is it? Robert. I can't remember. It's
Okay, so the positions are Ashley. It will be Sly Pete, then Rudy, then Robert, Ross, Brandon, Rockstar Mel, in that order from 1st to 6th. Then we'll have Sarge, Dane, Louis, Raf, Louis, then Terry, and then we'll have Johan and Colin picking up the last 2 places there.
So we saw from the last race how Rockstar Mel was able to come from the mid-pack and force his way to the front and take the win. But we know how quick Ross is, and let's hope that we don't see him making any mistakes so that he can get put on a good show here for us.
Okay, so I'm not sure why there's 2 drivers absolutely flying out in front, but I hope that they do eventually slow down, and that is Sly Pete and Rudy. Ooh, bit of contact there.
Pete's has got the memo. Or has he?
Yeah, Pete, slow down.
Looks like he has got
No, that's flat out 4th gear. There we go. Okay, so he has come off the power. That's why it's important to have comms to the drivers, so that we are able to.
maybe
Oh!
damage going to the pits.
I have no idea what he's doing, but he should be in first place.
Well, he is in first place by a long way. The only thing I can imagine what's going on is maybe he picked up a bit of a damage in the beginning, and he's going to go into the pits, and
So there is slowing down.
it looks like he's going to the pit still. So I think that's exactly what's happening. But even still, that's gonna be a pretty long pit stop, and the race will have started.
So Terence feeding us some information, so that's pretty cool, and saying that he has a penalty, and he said he's looking for the pits.
Okay, so maybe he picked up a drive-through penalty there. But he's still miles ahead of everybody at the moment. So did he have a drive-through penalty?
So yeah, it doesn't show up on our lap times here.
No.
But we see that all the drivers are now starting to come through turn number 1.
Cameraman Tim.
It's got the long lens on. Okay, so there's Pete outside of the pit. So it looks like he is going to be rejoining. So we are officially racing once again. So that's definitely a strange happening there. But Rudy now leads with Robert second. Then it is Brandon, Ross, Rockstar, Ryan, Sly Pete, Dane, Colin, Raf, Louis, Terry, then Johan. Brandon Santos already on a good charge there. You can see big kick of the rear there for Brandon coming out of turn number 3.
Yeah, he's had an excellent start considering he started out in 5th position. But I suppose these guys would have moved up 1 place because of Sly Pete going through the pits there. So even so, but in 3rd position already with just 3/4 of the lap complete. I think that's a very good start by him.
And I'm sure Rudy for Simstuff Racing is relishing in this opportunity to be out in front. We know that Rudy finished in 5th place, but with him now having the 4 guys that finished ahead of him chasing him down, I think it's going to get extremely cluttered in these next couple of laps.
Yeah, look at that battle.
So that is your battle for 1st, 2nd, 3rd and 4th. We're all just about in the same camera shot. And there's 5 places for you. Things are going to get very, very interesting when we start going into the braking zone into turn number 1. And we just know how tricky this corner is. Robert's opening up the inside door there for Ross. Ross fighting with that car. Is there a little touch there between Ross and Brandon? Ross up into the wall. There was a slightest touch, and unfortunately that just spun Ross around, so he's down in 13th place. So Rudy's ahead, Robert 2nd, and Rockstar Mal in 3rd, with Ryan in 4th place.
Well, we kind of expected that was going to happen. I mean, these guys were fighting, so closely there, and unfortunately it was bound to happen. That first corner is very, very tricky on the braking, so it's very hard to handle the vehicle. So when you're so close to someone right next to you like that, it's going to end up in a collision. That's exactly what happened.
So we're seeing a really great battle developing here between Sarge, Brandon, and then Pete. So Pete down in 6th place as it looks like Ryan opened the door there for Brandon, allowing him to go up on the inside. But now he's going to have Pete to contend with, who's in a Ferrari, as Sarge now tries to drop down just to close that gap, but get back into the slipstream of the Camaro in front of him. Now into the braking zone, into the bus stop, while we see the 3 podium sitters currently out in front. Oh, mistake there for Brandon. So he's now dropped down 2 places. And Pete's got an amazing drive there. Looked like he got a good exit. Not only a good exit, but in the slipstream. And that's now moved him up into 4th place. So Robert is side by side with Rudy going into across the start-finish line. And Rockstar Mal, he's looking for a place to get involved here. As Robert goes around the outside. Has he carried too much speed? It does look like it. So he will just about spin it around. Will he stay ahead of Brandon in 4th place? Yes, he does. So a little mistake there for Robert. It did look like he carried way too much speed. And we did call it just before that braking zone. But we are racing out in front once again. And now Rudy and Rockstar Mal have been released out in front.
Absolutely, yeah. We just saw that Rockstar Mel just dropped a little bit off on the first corner. You was anticipating that something would go wrong.
There's an Afrikaans saying, "Haka Gieka." Ooh, there was Brandon in the back. I saw that little the teal car go off the track. So Pete now up into 4th place. Brandon dropping down, and Ryan in 6th. And then we've got Colin in 7th, with Raf fighting up in 8th place. I'm pretty sure the Bond family will be happy to see that. Oh no! As you say that, there goes Silverback. The red Camaro, he just spins out. So that is Raf sliding off there. Very, very unfortunate to see that. Commentator's curse, damn it.
I see we have somebody in the pits there at the moment, so I'm not sure who that is. Perhaps,
Terry, a little bit too much curb there for Terry. Terry being able to get himself ahead of Johan through the bus stop. But now we'll be able to see whether Terry gets that pressure from Johan. You can see how the time between the two is closing down. So Johan is definitely getting a slipstream advantage here up on the bank. Across the start finish line, it was Ross that has disconnected. So now into turn 1, tricky braking zone here. We've seen how some of the guys have got it a little bit wrong, and that little mistake does become a very costly later on in the race.
Nice and neat line there from Johan. Taking that first corner very well. And he's looking on the inside of Terry. And it looks like he might have opportunity to overtake Terry here.
Kick off the rear, but now this is going to be very tricky. Terry on the inside, but looks like Johan's going to try to go around the outside through the kink, just about side by side. And that was extremely impressive. Terry sees Johan on the inside and just squeeze it. Johan straightens out a little bit going into turn 5. Now as they head towards the hairpin here, turn number 6. This is going to be interesting. Will Terry have the drive out? Can he get himself ahead of Colin up on the bank? But now the advantage that Johan's going to get is that he'll have a double slipstream from the 2 cars ahead of him, and we do know that the physics in this game, they do help you, so they should be able to get himself a bit closer. But I say that and I don't see Johan following. Where is he?
I think you just got confused there with
the cars were the same colors.
Yeah,
it completely confuzzled me. Terry very aggressive there. Johan also gets a little bit wrong on the brakes. I think was watching Terry's braking lines there.
So Terry now putting a nice gap on Colin there. And his next target would be his teammate, who's 6 seconds up the road. And let's see if he can get close to the pace of his teammate there. On the last lap there, Brandon did a 2 minutes 02, so he obviously made a bit of a mistake there. And that's allowed for Terry to close that gap a little more.
Talakman just jumped to first place. It looked like that might have been just a little bit of a lag glitch there, because Sarge looked like he was going off, but then he was kind of sliding drifting, but with the inside of the car on the inside of the corner, which just doesn't make sense.
It's still an epic race here.
And the reason that it is so epic, look at those lap times. 157.1 for Rudy, 157.2 for Jacques. So these two are fighting as the fastest two on the track. And they are not making any headway on either one of them. No one's pulling away and the other one is stuck behind them.
Absolutely. Well, Dylan, I think we've... Okay. Got a bit of a glitch there.
So Jacques flicking through the bus stop. And just looking at the little map, you can see that there are little battles developing all over the place. So now I've got it right, because this is Ryan and behind him is Brandon. And this is not the Terry and Colin battle. And as I say that, Tyler changes the camera just to confuse me. Thank you, Tyler. So Johan, he's gone up wide ahead of Colin, but now they're going to be side by side as they cross the line. Not quite, because Colin will have the inside line, which is the quicker line through here. But now will Johan try to go around the outside into turn number 1? They both hang on to their lines as Johan gets the rear just to kick ever so slightly. So that allows Colin to free up ahead of him. But now Johan is going to have the teammate of Daytona Racing right behind him. No, there's Terry who's made a little mistake. So he's now dropped down a couple of places. And has now allowed Colin, Johan and Dane to move past him. So talking about family love, I see that my brother's just joined. Hello Sienki, how are you doing tonight, dude? I hope you're doing well. Thank you so much for joining in some of the amazing racing action that we're seeing. 5 minutes 40 to go, and Rudy, our race leader, has been able to break a little gap ahead of a Rockstar Mal through the bus stop. Nice and controlled is Rudy, and what a great exit he's managed to get himself there. So in shot is Brandon DeSantos, currently in 4th place.
So I see Rudy has picked up a penalty there, Dylan, so he could possibly get beaten by Jacques. And we see his last time there, 2 minutes compared to Jacques 1:59. 1 second penalty.
It's going to be so close. So Jacques needs to find half a second just to be sure.
Yeah, and we know how close. Well, Jacques closed up, or was it Brandon that closed up on...
oh
on
no,
Rockstar?
Robert's wide into turn 1. So Sarge is now through. So Sarge now up into 5th place. That's a little bit unfortunate there for Robert. And I'm sure Sarge will be relishing and taking that extra position. So back to the battle of the Ferraris, and it is Colin with Johan behind him, and then right behind Johan there in the Camaro, that is Terry Wilfred. So this race is still not over between these 3 drivers. So we will have 2 more laps of this race, and that will be the end of the Bravo tier. Guys, we do have the Alpha tier. We'll be starting in just about 5 minutes, so we'll do the drivers' interviews while the qualifying starts, so we are able to just try and catch up some of the time that we unfortunately missed out. And that's because in the first heat we had 4 drivers disconnect out of the lobby in the qualifying, and just chose to redo the racing there. As Johan is going to have a look on the inside here of Colin into the braking zone, into the bus stop, and he's managed to pull off an amazing move, but that now puts him on the inside. So hopefully that isn't going to be too much of a time penalty. We do see a Ferrari in the side there, just getting out of the way. That was Terry going backwards at the bus stop. So I think that Terry got that all ways of wrong, but he just needs to get that car back on the track, because there's 2 cars right behind him. You can see there Terry now dropping down into 12th place. It does look like Terry is moving, so I think that will be the end of his race, as Johan crosses the line ahead of Colin and will take the lead now into the first corner ahead of Colin. And just remember, guys, that they are fighting for 6th and 7th place, but just because they're further down the field doesn't mean that the challenge or the battle is any less. So I do see that Maljak is ahead in first place. So he has managed to get himself ahead of Rudy. As we jump on board with Sarge, you can just see it from the driver's point of view. Now just going into the braking zone. That's the line that I would take. You take a lot of that inside curve, ride the throttle, let the car slide out as you rejoin on the banking section. So Sarge has got Colin in front of him, and just in front of Colin is Johan, who's got himself up into 6th position. So this is the tricky bus stop section, as we got Sarge moving to the inside of Colin. Will Colin see that he's there? So Sarge locks up the rears as he turns in, and that now gets Johan off onto the grass. So Colin's going to have a good drive and run out of here. You can see that he's found 0.01 on his fastest time, and this little slipstream is definitely going to help him close up this gap. Oh no, it was me! Why? No, we need to see the end of that race. So apologies, guys. We saw Terry disconnected and he took me with him. I don't think it's going to let me get in. So Tyler, if you can you just take a screenshot there for me, please, when the guys are done?
Oh man.
So unfortunately, guys, myself and Terry disconnected.
I'll take the screenshot, Dylan.
Thank you, Tyler.
I asked him if you could please, for the second race, just make a 1 minute qualifying to stop the lobby from clashing. And I'm sure that won't affect the marks.
How's it, guys? Alright, dude. We're not gonna make a chat lobby.
Right.
I'll make one anyway, just in case.
Okay, guys, while the Alpha tier gets ready. So unfortunately, guys, we don't know what's happened there, but as soon as I get that screenshot, I will be able to put up the final results, and we will still do the drivers' interviews.
Dylan.
Tyler.
So we have Rockstar first, Rudy, then Sly Pete, then Brandon, Robert Stoltz,
Okay, well, hold on.
Johan VDV,
Okay, first, second. Who was second? Robert.
Rockstar,
Yeah, then.
and then Rudy,
Yeah,
and then Pete,
I said you eat fun.
yeah,
No,
Brandon
please,
fourth,
yeah.
Stoltz,
Stoltz was in fifth.
VDV,
Great result there for Johan. Sixth.
Ninko,
That's Colin for 7th.
and Dane
9.
for 8th,
Morris.
Yep.
and then Ryan, and then Silverback,
Sarge, Silverback, 10.
and Louis.
Awesome. Thank you so much. Are you still in the lobby with them?
I am.
Okay, I will tell you who we are able to invite for the drivers' interviews.
Yeah. Okay, can you tell me? Yeah, okay, I sent him an invite. Sent him one. Yeah. It's Gavin. Where's Gavin in? Yeah.
Okay, so the top 3 are Brandon.
There's one joining us.
Rockstar, Brandon, and then Rudy.
Okay. Peter. Okay, Morris has joined. He's joined now. Hello.
Okay, everyone, just to run through those final results of heat number 1. We did, heat number 2. In first place was Rockstar Mal. Second place was Rudy.
Yeah.
Third, we had Ryan. Fourth was Brandon DeSantos. Fifth was Robert. In sixth place, JohannVdV. Seventh was Colin. In eighth place was Dane. Ninth place was Sly Pete. In 10th, we then had Louis. And 11th position, that was... 10th was Raf. 11th was Louis.
Yeah, I've sent him. Who's a director? Let me just go back there. Ron.
Alright guys, we're just waiting for Ryan to join us in the commentary box for the qualifying. But while that's happening, let's go to our live broadcast. Actually, you and your mic is still on, eh?
Let's just get Sargent.
Okay, welcome guys to our post-race interview with Mr. GT himself. Mooi man. Guys, if we just start off with our third position for the overall, that was you, Rudy, for Simstuff Racing. An absolute great drive there for you.
Yeah.
Ashley, we can still hear you. Nevertheless, a good result there for you. A great race in your second heat. Managed to fight with Rockstar Mal for most of the first race, but then unfortunately a little time penalty, and then a few little mistakes creeping in here and there, and managed to come home with a second place in the end. But a third overall for the evening.
Yeah, job. It's always hard, good racing against him. Always nice and close. Really enjoyed the second race. Time penalty, looks like that's my downfall every time.
Look, you've got the pace. We understand that you're able to match those times. It was probably with about 10 minutes to go that yourself and Jacques were matching those lap times just about to the 100th. So you've got the pace, it's now just about bringing it all together.
Yeah, it's time for me to get onto the wheel. Stop racing with the controller.
Exactly. But
I will get there eventually.
No, awesome. An absolute great result there for you in Simstuff Racing. Brandon Dos Santos. That hurt. A great result there for you as well. The second overall for the evening, but definitely not easy tonight.
No, definitely not. Everyone had proper pace tonight. If you weren't with someone, they were just going to leave you. There's nothing much you can do after that.
Happy with your result, second overall?
Yes, very happy.
So what is the plan to start closing down on Mal Jacques out in front?
That's an excellent question. And I must probably just put in a few more hours, and then yeah, maybe I'll have a bit more pace next race.
Okay, 100% we'll hold you to that and check with you next week. Then Rockstar
yeah,
Shark, it has been so difficult to remember that you've changed your name, because we all know you as Malmoor. But Rockstar Mal, 2 wins for you, and a great result. I'm pretty sure you're happy with that.
Yeah, no, I'm quite stoked, I must say, after the last 2 weeks, difficult racing issues and stuff. But yeah, tonight I must say, very happy. My main drummer did drill me about half an hour before the race. So I'm happy. But lekker Rudy, lekker Brandon, I must say, it was lekker tight race.
Yeah, it was proper tight.
No, absolutely fantastic. Guys, it does look like we are waiting in the lobby. So Jacques, I don't want to put you on the spot, but are you happy to stick around with me in the Discord for some commentary?
I can.
Mooi man.
Okay.
So to Rudy and Brandon, thank you so much. Thanks for joining us. An absolute great race this evening. And now we move on to our Alpha tier.
Bye, guys.
Thank you, Dylan.
Okay, Rudy, Brandon.
Cheers, guys.
Bye.
Right, so the guys in the Alpha tier, we are good to go. Ready when you are.
Dylan?
I am here, Jacques. Stand by.
Just want to quickly go and get some drink. Throat is quite dry.
I can imagine. I have the same problem. So while it's loading up in the background, I'll be doing the same. Guys, I'll be back.
Okay.
So thank you everybody for your patience. I am back, and as I went running outside, realized it's actually raining outside. I'm stood on the wet step and just about saw my coconut. I am back safely. I have the screen being shared for Jacques, so at least he's able to see what's going on and seeing what myself and Sarge are seeing. Thank you, Sarge, for manning the cameras for us this evening. So there are 11 drivers that have joined us. Tyler Scott currently at the top. Then we've got Andrew Horn. that is Stephen Smith, then Brandon Hills with Gavin, followed by Vaughan Hills in 6th. Then it is Marius, Christopher Jakes, Dirkie, and then Ashley. So Sean Prinsloo saying, go Jakes. We've got Peter Heidemann saying, go Horndog. Looking forward to seeing the racing. Let's just take a look at what's happening in the current points. As we hear that little beep in the background, that is our cameraman joining us. Welcome, Sarge.
Good evening, guys.
Sarge.
Difficult race there for you this evening?
Yeah, no, look, I struggled big time.
So what we were seeing is just going through the bus stop, the Ferrari was really good, and if you got a good exit, you were actually able to make up time on the Camaros on the straight. But it did look like it was quite tricky to slow down.
Yeah, no, especially your braking markers and that, you have to get your spot on, otherwise it would throw, especially in the Ferrari. I don't know about the Camaro, but it would throw you out and the brakes would lock up.
Jacques, pretty much the same thing for you, or was it a little bit more predictable?
Yeah, I tried at least to brake. There was like a green painting on the wall on the right hand side, let's say about 10 meters before that, to go into that far chicane. But yeah, you missed that. Cannot make sure you're gonna go with a type of a slide into that corner. So yeah.
So guys, currently the positions are as follows. We've got Jakes after 3 rounds. Out in front, just going to make sure. Yes, so he is out in front, 24 points clear of Morris, who's in 2nd place. We then got Dirkie, your teammate there, Jacques. He's 26 points behind. He's in 3rd place with Christopher for the red numbers. We know that he's had an absolute disaster season, being disconnected out of 2 heats. And that was the last one in round 2 and the last one in round 3. Then Brandon Hills, he's in 5th place with Andrew Vaughan in 6th. Ashley in 7th place. Lendl, I see he's not racing here this evening. He's in 8th place. Gavin in 9th. Adrian Bond, he joined us late, but has a time penalty already. So I think that might be speeding in the pits. With Tyler, who helped us earlier, he's in 11th place. Stephen, he too has joined this evening down in 12th place. Stephen also battling to get himself further up the order. Craig Van Ascom, he's unfortunately not racing. Gerard still celebrating the birth of his son, so he's not here. Vaughan is here. Then we do have myself. Oh, there's a car in the background.
That's probably Jake's.
On his roof. Yeah, so we do see that it was either Christopher or Jake's going back to the pits. So somebody definitely landed on their roof there. Gavin showing how to use that inside curb, and as I said, that he runs by. And that is essentially the end of the qualifying. So whoever is out on the lap, this will be it. And I'm seeing 3 drivers down the bottom, and that's Tyler, Dirkie, and Adrian. They have not got a time up, so they are definitely playing with some fire there. But 155.6 for Gav, 155.8 for Jakes, Marius 156.2, 156.2 for the Horndog, 153.6.3. Then Christopher 156.5. That's 0.088 between, as I say 5 places. But then Brandon, he goes 156.3, so he gets himself up there. So 6 places separated by 0.88 of a second. So Jacques, that first corner, how are you approaching it?
Yeah, as careful as possible. Because you saw in our heat, there was that both races, I think I made about 4 positions there. as the guys actually took out each other, outbraking each other. So I think rather just be careful and go. There's still 20 minutes left. So rather start after that turn.
Yeah. Yeah, we did see there was, I think if memory serves me correctly, it was Johan, Brandon, and somebody else. Or I might have got it wrong. But you seem to have just come off the power a little bit. There was a little bit of a touch on the inside. Sorry, it was Robert, Brandon, and yourself. There was a little bit of a touch, and then what had then happened is that you found yourself going on the inside when Brandon touched and hit the wall, and you made up some places there as well.
Yeah, I think it was Brandon and Ross, yeah.
Brandon and Ross, correct. Sorry there, Johan. But it definitely, it's not like you can just get onto the brakes. You've got to be playing with that brake pedal. You've got to come onto the brakes, off the brakes, and you always just got to find where that maximum braking grip is. So messages... Yeah,
Yeah, I think the best is just to make sure your car's actually in a straight line before you brake there. Just keep it straight the whole time.
Okay, so I don't know if anybody is watching. That is how you do it, and that's live from our new commentator, Jacques. So guys, we are seeing that the rolling start has happened. So we will be racing, and it's going to be all eyes on turn number 1. Because we just know how crazy things can get here. As we 3 wide with Jakes going around the outside, then there's Morris. So Gavin losing 2 places there, just about 3 wide there for some of the cars further down between the Honda, Christopher and Brandon. But everyone seems to be through fine. Morris is away. Looks like Morris is back down to 4th, and there he is now down into 5th, so losing some places. But Gavin's got his lead back, dropping down 2 places off the start. Man, oh man, how crazy is this race? Already as Jakes squeezes himself through the kink, and now Gavin down into a 2nd position. Lots and lots of speed being carried there, and Christopher in 3rd place in that Ferrari has got Andrew Horn, Marius, as well as Tyler Scott in 6th place behind him. That's Andrew Horn going sideways and losing the rear, so we're going to see him dropping down, and I'm pretty sure that is just the nerves, the excitement of the moment. So Andrew Horn down in 10th place with Brandon and Vaughan 11th and 12th. As I said, that there's Brandon going past the Horn Dog. So Andrew in 11th, but now we jump back to the front through the bus stop, and what an amazing corner, right, Jacques?
Yeah, I must say, if you get it right, it's awesome.
But
it's actually lekker. But if you get it wrong, it's not that awesome.
I can imagine. Yeah,
Gavin is getting a lekker toe now.
No, Gavin.
He's gonna DC. Someone is.
No, he's back.
Oh, okay.
Because if he was in a DC, normally the person who sees him stopping is the person that goes. So that would have been me. So
me.
Whoa! Gavin sliding that car sideways through turn 1. Christopher just hits the brakes. Yo! That was close. But
that was reactions.
No contact there. Gavin managing to catch that Camaro sliding through turn number 1. And Mr. Flat Out himself managing to hit the brakes for a change and not connecting up with Gavin in 2nd place. And Tyler and Morris, I must say, are having an almighty ding-dong battle there further down. So on board with Christopher going into turn 5. You can see, yeah, Gavin has got this car going always off sideways. And I wonder if that's just because of the additional pressure. And whoop, is that Gavin gone? No, there's Gavin back.
He's back. He's playing mind games with the guys.
So that does start getting very tricky, especially if you're going to start setting up an overtake. You expect the car to be there. Then the next thing, the car's gone. So Tyler doing absolutely fantastic there. He's up into 4th place. He's got Morris in 5th, who I see has a time penalty. So there, our cameraman has just jumped to Mario, so he's now up into 4th. And as I say that, I see it's Tyler that's dropping down. So Tyler down into 7th place. So he was up in 4th, so I'm not sure whether that was a mistake by Tyler. But there we see him now rejoining the track, very similar to what Andrew Horn had done. And as we say that, there's Andrew Horn going around the outside, now coming down across the front straight. There are cars jumping all over the place this evening. So 3-second penalty for Gavin and a 1-second penalty there for Marius. So Jacques, where are some of the time penalty places that you need to be careful of here?
I know at that far chicane, if you touch that last one, you run over the grass, you will get your second there. I don't know the others. I didn't have any penalties, so I don't know. So, yeah, but I know that when I was practicing, that was one of the places.
All right. So I do remember. Yeah, sorry, go for it, Sarge.
I say the chicane is a bad spot for penalties. I've got a couple of slides through there.
Is there anything through like turn 1 and turn 2 that quick chicane there? Are you able to get a decent straight line through there, or is it pretty simple?
I think on turn 1, if you ran wide, you also get a penalty if you go on the outside of the white line.
Okay. What were you going to say there, Sarge?
No, I was going to say you can get a pretty decent straight line through that small chicane after the first turn. I didn't have any issues with the slowdowns or anything, but just the braking and going into the corner issues.
So that's brake, hope and pray.
Yeah, that's it.
So looking at those lap times, a 155.9, there Christopher, making my heart rate rise. Got very, very close to the back of Gavin. So 155.9 for Jakes, 155.9. In Gavin, a 159.1. Christopher, 155.9. So they're very, very close up front here between the three. But I don't understand how Gavin could have got a 4 seconds slower than the two guys that he's battling with and still be in second place. So something's a bit dodgy there with that lap time, that's for sure. So that is yes.
I think Christopher's left foot reactions is a bit slower than his petrol foot.
Yeah, we need to tell him, he used to focus more on the go pedal than the stop pedal. Because the stop pedal is properly working there. And then I am seeing Mario, so he's about 0.7 currently off the guys in front. There's a 0.6, apologies. And running about 0.6 of a second slower. And he does seem to have found himself in a little bit of no man's land in terms of being able to fight for positions. But the slipstream a lot across up on the bank, do you feel that slipstream advantage?
Yeah, I must say, I think the one time I was running 260.
AD! Oh, that's a big hit there for Adrian.
Massive.
It sounds like that car's stuck in neutral, can't get it going. There we go. So AD has found first gear, he is back. That windscreen is cracked. It is going to be a torrid car to try and to bring home for the next 12 minutes. But that is how quickly things can go wrong. Just a little touch of the brakes. It looked like the rear locked up and it sent him straight to the outside ball.
Almost felt whether that horse on the steering wheel kicked out his front teeth.
Yeah, I can definitely felt that. And when he hit that impact, my head just rattled a little bit there and I heard it. The little skruvies wat daar binne sit wat 'n bietjie los is.
Yeah, I was running about 267 in the slip the one. So yeah, it's quite quick actually down there.
So this, ladies and gentlemen, if you have just joined us, is the battle for first, second and third place. It is Jake's Gavin, and there's Gavin just coming back into our screen. Gavin, please don't, thank you. There's Gavin jumping up and down. I'm sure Christopher's going, oh, don't know what's happening, because when we seen Gavin stopped on the side of the road, and that's exactly what the other drivers will be seeing. But now it looks like Gavin has got a good run on Jake's, and that Ferrari is so good on the brakes. But all three of these drivers, you can see how precise all three of them are through that bus stop. But has Christopher got a good exit? You can see how close he is. He's not going to have...
I must say that Camaro is quick. Really down here.
Yeah, not enough legs for that little Ferrari to go around the outside. He's going to tuck up on the inside. Don't touch, Christopher. But now they're going to be side by side as they cross the start-finish line. Because he has the inside line, he has the shorter route. And an absolute fantastic overtake there. But let's see what happens into turn 1. Christopher's able to get that car slow down. Jake's looks like he had gone a little bit wide. And Gavin now are fighting back for that position, try and get himself further up into... You saw what I saw, but I kind of knew. I saw Gavin doing it 2 laps ago. So I anticipated him being able to get back there. So the pace of these guys up in front has been absolutely relentless. A 155.2 for Christopher in that Ferrari. And these guys are racing at a incredible lap time. Jacques, how close were you to a 155?
I can't remember. I think I did a 156 point, I don't know if it was 0.6 around there, I can't remember now.
It looks like Gavin's just slowing down a little bit. I think he might have come off the power because he now has got himself a time penalty. But the way that car just sets itself up coming out of that bus stop is absolutely incredible. Sarge, can you just jump there to 5th place for me, please? And the reason I wanted it is because we've got Ashley right behind him. Less than half a second is the other rock star. And that is Dirkie chasing Ashley. Ashley in 5th place, Dirkie in 6th. And Andrew Horn has moved himself up knowing that he made that huge mistake in turn number 6. Restarted at the back of the field. And now up into 7th place. So I'm sure he'll be looking to bank the points as Ashley makes a little bit of a mistake, goes very low. So will Dirkie be able to sneak up on the inside? Ashley's got a great line through turn number 1. And Ashley able to stay ahead of Dirkie now through turns number 3. Very interesting line there for Ashley. Looked like he went a little bit wide, but I would follow the same line that Dirkie would. Where Ashley was following the outside circumference of that corner. As Ashley is wide, Dirkie now going to get a good drive up on him. The rear snaps as he touches that outside curb. Both drivers taking a very tight line through 6. But now it's going to be up on the banking curve. Just looking at how close these two are. So 0.3 is the distance between them. But they're going to come up to the bus stop. And just in terms of a braking zone here, Jacques, if you're chasing somebody so closely, what are you using for your brake marker? So we seem to have lost Jacques, but that was great tail to nose action with Dirkie just about touching the rear of Ashley going through the bus stop. So guys, I know we want to keep seeing this action here, but that's exactly what I wanted to see. Well spotted there, Sarge. We have a new race leader, and that's Christopher, who's now gone out in front with Gavin right behind. Looks like oh, there's Gavin. All of a sudden he's back in third place. So Christopher out in front, and the pace up in front is still relentless. 155.3, 155. Sorry, 155.5, 155.5, 155.6. 0.1 of a second separates these two drivers. In terms of a lap time, that is absolutely incredible. Less than a second separating first and third place. So Jacques, I don't know if you know that you've turned your mic off, but I unfortunately am not able to hear you. But this is where... Go for it, Sarge.
It was 5 minutes to go that they actually still doing these lap times. It's just absolutely insane.
And there's Jake's fighting back against the little Ferrari through the bus stop. Ooh, I'm not sure what happened there, but Gavin looked like he was having a lunch, and then all of a sudden he disappeared. And most definitely, these guys have been fighting out for the last 15 minutes. I can just imagine how the blood pressure is going. The heart rates are definitely up there. I don't want to jinx it, but I just hope that Gavin's line holds long enough, because we've seen him disconnect coming out of the last corner at the Texas Speedway. You can see Gavin disappearing there again, but he's still showing up on our timing. So Christopher takes the lead once again into turn number 1. These guys are absolutely inseparable at this stage. 4 minutes and 10 seconds. So at the rate we're going, we should be able to get in another 3 laps. And that's only because of the lap times. And I thought that might be a touch between Gavin and Jakes, but it just wasn't. So amazing car control there by Gavin, and not touching Jakes, my fellow teammate. So really good to see my Jakes out fighting for this win. Who do you put your money on?
Yo, Dylan, you're being so close.
Come on, sorry. There's only 3.5 minutes. Who do you think's going to win this race?
Well, let's toss a coin and see.
So I'm sure Jakes is going to try and fight back now, now that he's on the oval section of the track now, coming into the braking zone. Christopher is ahead, but now he should be able to get the drive coming out of the bus stop. And this is where you can see that Christopher's starting to pull away a little bit. But then as they go, Jake's got himself a time penalty, so he's had to slow down a little bit, which now gets Gavin out in front, knowing that Gavin has that 3-second penalty. And Morris too has picked up a 3-second penalty, and Tyler Scott 1 second. So Jacques, we're just checking, are you back and can we hear you? There we go. So we heard the test sound come through from Jacques and Dafate. I hope you've been able to see some of this amazing racing action that's happened. But Jake's down into third place now. Gavin's in second, and Christopher, he's leading the charge in the Ferrari. We still got that battle in 5th and 6th place between Ashley and Durkee. And these two have also been at it like this for the last couple of laps. Morris is still stuck in that 4th. Jacques, are you okay there?
Close. That was close.
The Horn Dogs in 7th place. Brandon Hills, he's in 8th. Tyler Scott down in 9th with Adrian in 10th. And Vaughan Hills in 11th place. So 1.5 minutes left, and we can't even get a bonnet in between the two of these guys now. And we just saw the race leaders, Christopher, Gavin and Jakes, go past there up on the embanked section. So now will Dirkie be able to take that slipstream advantage and possibly set up an overtake into the chicane? Is that a good place to be overtaking there, Jacques?
No, I wouldn't do.
So here we go, let's see. So Dirkie on the outside, Ashley on the inside into the bus stop. Oh, that looked like it was a slight rubbing of the rear, but it didn't disrupt any one of them. If we could just jump to the front runners there, please, because Gavin, Jakes, and Christopher are going to be going into turn 1 for the last time. Jason Nell, how's it? I hope you're enjoying what you're seeing. This is the racing action that you're missing here at SARCO. I hope you enjoy the show. One last lap. Pas op, hier komt Jakes. Yo, that was close. That was close. Even I got a little bit worried there. But both Gavin and Jakes running a little bit wide, coming out of turn number 3. Now they're going to go flat out through the kink. It is flat out there, right?
Yeah, it's flat.
Then a gear down. I was using first gear, to get the car rotated. Jake's a little bit too soon on that gearing down. So he better hurry up, because he's got to stay within 3 seconds of Gavin, or else what would happen is Gavin goes and loses the rear. So if he's not careful, just checking the gap. So Marius has actually got 7 seconds to make up there. So Gavin, as crazy and as close as that was, he almost got himself a second place. But he will looks like that he will come home in third. Jakes will get that second place, and Christopher, man oh man, what a drive from him in his little 37 Ferrari as he exits out of the bus stop. So that'll be all she wrote there for Christopher. So Christopher will take the first place. Jakes, he will be in second. Gavin will take a amazing third place, but just knowing how tough it's been out there, I'm sure he'll be disappointed with the third, but happy with the third at the same time.
But it was quite close to Christopher there. I think could have maybe touched Christopher at the back when he accelerated. That's what probably spun it out. So, but yeah, I think Jakes is probably gonna send his child now to bring him some more Salusa 45. Bring us Salusa.
Yes, my Jakes, we understand that you are a mature gentleman and you need to take care of your health, so please just check that heart rate before you get into race number 2.
Yeah, no, I actually asked him the other, how the hell can an old man like him have such quick reactions?
Yes, I know I'm going to get those WhatsApps in the morning. Dylan, you coconut! So looking at Adrian Bond, he's having a last stretch battle with Vaughan Hills. So they will cross the line. So Tyler in 9th, then that was Louis, Adrian in 10th place, and Vaughan Hills in 11th position. So man oh man, what a crazy race. And what we know now is just in terms of those positions, we're going to have Dirkie leading the pack with Ashley in second, Morris in third. So that's going to be an interesting twist. Gavin in 4th place, Jakes in 5th, and then Christopher in that Ferrari. He'll have to start off in 6th place. Will he be able to bring it through the field? That is the next question.
I must say, our guys in the second heat was quite a mix-up start. I think the positions were all mixed up, but oh well, we still had quite a decent race.
So you in the lobby with Pete, what happened there? Because all of a sudden we saw that he just went to the horizon, left everybody behind, went through the pits. And
I actually only saw he's in the pits. I didn't. Yeah, I just saw on the screen he actually pits.
So it was very strange from our side. We didn't quite know what was happening there. So man, oh man, guys, let us know what you thought about that race. Drop us a comment. Who is going to win the second heat? That is the question. Brandon Santos has just made a point here saying that once you lose the draft, it is extremely difficult to keep up with the pack. Jacques, do you agree with that?
Yeah, I must say, as soon as you start running on your own, no, you're not going to have that top end than a guy sitting behind you.
So is it better just to get behind someone and just sit there and hopefully just get the toe to keep that your race pace up?
Yeah, it's actually just to try and stay behind someone, not to make faults. Because as soon as you make a mistake, it's not easy to catch up again.
Yeah, 100%. Do fully agree with you. So, guys, we are just about getting ready to start the final heat for this evening. Some comments coming through. Sean Princely saying his money's on Jake's. So, really awesome to see Sean supporting his drive and supporting his team, because we all know that Mamba fever, it's a thing. So Jason's saying Lacobrew, yes, missing a lot since he moved over to PC. Well, Jason, you can always just come and have a couple of races with us. Promise you, we don't mock people for racing PC. We're all here for the racing, we're all here for the enjoyment. So Jason was also saying he's got a T300 RS GT Ferrari GTE Alcantara today. Jason, that is absolutely fantastic. Welcome to the Thrustmaster side of things. I promise you, you won't be wrong. Yeah, so I have a fan and I have some additional holes allowing more air to come through.
A little radiator.
So Dane is saying Foldover is the one and only one that can find the draft with that Ferrari. Peter saying the horn dog for the underdog. Jason's also saying Logitech gave me a good 5 years. Jason, by no means do I say the Logitech is bad, but you promise you're going to really enjoy the Thrustmaster side of things. So the guys are just making themselves ready. You'll see that they'll move over to the left hand side to allow the drivers to move ahead of them. So the starting positions will have Dirkie out in front for Rockstar Racing. Ashley for NASCOM, he'll be in 5th place. Marius will be in 3rd for Silverback Racing. The Racing Blitz 2 driver, Gavin, in 3rd. Jake's for the Green Mumbers in 5th. Gavin's in 4th. Jake's in 5th for the Green Mumbers, and then Christopher for the Red Mumbers. He'll start off in 6th place. Followed by Andrew, Brandon Hills, Tyler Scott, Adrian, and then Vaughan. So Jacques, this part of the race, this warm-up and getting yourself going, do you get a little bit nervous here, or is it just waiting for the actual race to start, or does this rolling start already generate some sort of butterflies and nervousness?
It's when you get to that first corner. As soon as you pass that start-finish line. Then I think it's more like bats in the stomach.
Oh my man. I can
Because
only
one eye
imagine.
is on the rear mirror and one eye is in front of you just to check.
Sarge, do you agree? Do you also get some bats?
Yeah, no, look, definitely. I think that's even worse if you're in the top 5.
Yeah, look, leading into turn number 1 is always very, very interesting, I must say.
Drummer boy in front. I checked, he sent a message he was actually running on loose in the first race. It was his fault.
So, Sarge, Jason now is saying, how's it, Sarge? So he...
Hey.
So Sarge, unfortunately, not able to read the comments, but he can say, how's it? So, Dane asking, I would like to know what setup Foldover is using for this race. I'm pretty sure it's loose, because that's just how Foldover rolls. So guys, we are racing now, heat number 2, turn number 1. Dirkie in first place, then it is Ashley, Marius, Gavin, Jakes, Christopher, the Horn Dog, Brandon Hills, Tyler Scott, Vaughan Hills, and AD. So now we see that little concertina effect, Gavin closing up onto the back of Marius, and Christopher really putting a lot of pressure on the back of the stable teammate, Jakes, coming through the kink. Now they're going to be hard on the brakes here, going down to first gear, getting their car rotated, and it looked like a little shunt there from Christopher on the back of Jakes. But Christopher on the inside, so he has been able to get the little cutback. So Jakes managing to get up. Dane, I reckon that Christopher will go for the least amount of grip he could possibly get to maximize that straight line speed, because as you can see here that he's in the slipstream, and looking at the times, he is gaining on Jakes, who's ahead of him, and they're going to be side by side now into the bus stop. Jakes getting that Camaro right in the turn in. Ashley making huge trouble there. Was he able to avoid Marius?
Did he take out Marius?
So Morris is up into second place, so I'm not sure how that happened, but I honestly looked like Ashley was going to go straight through Morris. But now Christopher coming around the outside of both Jakes and possibly Gavin as well as they cross the start-finish line. Ashley running a very, very low line outside. Then Christopher's managed to leapfrog both Jakes and Gavin. Now into the braking zone. Christopher's a little bit too deep, but they all seem to be safely through there. A little kick of the rear for Christopher with Gavin on his outside.
Oh, Ashley losing it
turn
in the back
number
there.
3. Oh my goodness, that was close. Jakes right up in the back. Oh, that's Andrew Horn on the infield. So he's got that very wrong. He might have just touched some dirt and lost the rear, but it looks like it is Adrian, Ashley, the Horn Dog, and Tyler Scott who are stuck down there, having come out of the first chicane, out of turn number 2. But Dirkie leads with Morris in second, then it is Christopher, Gavin, then Brandon. Gavin right up in the rear of the Ferrari as they exit onto the oval section once again.
I won't be surprised if Christopher is maybe using that low drag setup for this track.
So Peter Heidemann has said LM low draft. I can only imagine. And a big no, Andrew, from Brandon DeSantos, as Dirkie and Marius are now side by side into the braking zone at the bus stop. Is enough space for Christopher to sneak through there? No, there isn't. But look at that. 1 second separates first to fifth place. This is what the SARCO Racing is all about. Jake's having a look to the inside of Gavin. Christopher trying to go around the outside of the silverback driver. Will there be enough space for him to sneak up on the inside as they come onto the straight section? This is Christopher now trying to go around the outside of the start-finish line. Marius is right behind, but Christopher once again is going around the outside. Christopher losing the rear, just managing to catch it. But now he's going to have Marius on his inside, so he will have to drop down. Marius allows him to go through. So Christopher is up into second place, now chasing down Dirkie, with Marius now under pressure from not only Jakes, but Gavin as well.
I must say that fault over is moving, really. You can't have too much filling in that thing. It's quick.
They've definitely taken out 1 or 2 pieces of chicken and tomato there.
Definitely.
One
and it's nicely
fold over machine. So how close is that first 5 with Brandon Hills in 6th place? So he's also moving up the order there with Vaughan Hills in 7th, AD in 8th, the Horn Dog in 9th, Tyler in 11th, which means that we have lost Ashley.
Yeah, he lost it in the second corner. He just
so now on the braking zone, ooh, Gavin and Marius having a great little moment there. But Gavin up into 3rd, Marius is down into 4th. And now Jakes gets himself up on the inside of the embankment. Christopher under pressure from Gavin, because that Camaro should be able to get the legs to go around the outside. But now across the start-finish line, and I can still not believe how close these guys are. Christopher's going to try go around the outside of Dirkie. We saw him there earlier, just losing the rear, wasn't able to get the power on. But that wider line is definitely working for Christopher, because you can see how he's sliding that car through. Gavin and Christopher were side by side. It looked like a little bit of a touch there, which just slowed down Jakes a bit. And Marius is now right back in the rear bumper of Jakes. So guys, what you're seeing in this one picture is half of the field. It is extremely close. Gavin sliding that car once again. Jacques, what I think's happening is that Gavin's going much wider into the entry there. And it looks like he's going to get right up on the back because he is so much wider on the track. But look how close those guys are in that braking zone. And I wonder if they will be able to pull Brandon, because looking at the previous lap times, a 156.5 for Brandon, so he's just out of it. Oh, hold on. I'm seeing Marius down in 6th place. Did Marius have a mistake there coming out of that turn number 6? Because that is now Vaughan who's got up ahead of him. Marius is now down into 7th place. So that battle out in front has gone down from 5 cars now to 4. But a much more aggressive line there for Marius. You can see him just positioning his car up on the inside of Vaughan. Vaughan has to just let him go, and the Camaro of the silverback driver now moves himself back up into 6th position.
Does that be Dirkie? It's probably getting very hot. Really.
The Dirkie is still out in front, and you can see 0.2, 0.4, 0.7 is the gap between Dirkie, Christopher, Jakes and Gavin. So they're through the kink. Dirkie, the rock star of the pack. You can see Christopher gets that nose turned in. The rear lets go ever so slightly, and Christopher's able to get that car rotated around. Ooh, looks like Jake's lost just a little bit of momentum on the exit there.
Gavin also got a little bit of tail slapping, but
But we can see that Gavin has now dropped down 1.2 seconds off the back of Jake's. So now there's Gavin in the background. So the battle that was up and with 5 cars is now dropped down to 3. Jake's was very, very close on the inside there of that exit of the bus stop. And currently Gavin is the fastest. No, not Gavin, apologies. It is Dirkie. No, it is Jake's who's currently the fastest on track. So will Christopher be able to hang on to this place, because Jake's is looking on the inside for an opportunity. But now Christopher, will he try around the outside? We have seen that that's the line he prefers to take. But now he's chosen to go for a much tighter line on the inside. Possibly just trying to close that door for Jakes and not let Jakes get any ideas of sticking one on the inside. Title of your 6-toe. It looks like Christopher's been able to get the run on Dirkie. They're going to be side by side through the kink. Will Jakes be able to follow? Christopher allows Dirkie to go through. Dirkie takes a lot of that inside curb.
Yeah.
Oh, that was a big shunt there.
Oh, sorry.
So that is Dirkie, unfortunately now spinning around, so he's now rejoined in 5th place. Brandon Santos raced earlier. Brandon Hills, he's now up into 4th. So that releases Jakes now out in front, and he's got himself a 0.7 second gap ahead of Christopher behind him.
Yeah, unfortunately that's not what can happen if the guys run as close as that the whole time.
And it can happen so quickly. Sarge, can you just jump there to 5th and 6th place, please? Because I saw that Dirkie has got Marius closing up on him. You can see Marius has the low line and has been able to get himself up into 5th place. You can hear that Ferrari in the background there gearing down. So 5 minutes left, guys. 3 more laps of this race, and the Alpha Tier will be done for the evening. Morris is a little bit wide. That is going to help Dirkie close up on that gap, but Dirkie has that car sliding as he gets that power on. So on board with Dirkie, we can just see what it looks like from the cockpit of this vehicle. So a flat out through the kink. Little downshift for Dirkie, just touching that curb on the outside. And fighting the brakes, fighting the gears to get that car turned and rotated. Little kick of the rear as he gets that power back on. Now, wait for the end of the curb, turn in, let the car just roll through. Once it's settled, get back onto that power, and then rejoin the oval section of the track. Whoa! Christopher left, right into the brakes. You can see that rear snapped on both ways for him.
Yeah.
And that's not something you want on a braking zone, because that's one of the fastest sections of the track. Getting that car slowed down, and we saw what happened to AD. He hit those brakes, the rear snapped, continued rotating, and pushed him into the wall on the inside. So a flat out into turn number 1, hard on the brakes, and Christopher's definitely going for that tighter inside line. You can just hear this Ferrari just screaming. So a wide exit there for Christopher as he now sets himself up for the kink. So 2 gears down there for Christopher as he manages to catch that drift. You can see the amount of wheel work he had to do there to catch it and overcorrect. Jake sliding that car on that exit of 6, and once again Jake's is under pressure from Christopher.
At this stage it's almost feel when you have gained 2 more hearts because everything sounds, you only hear heartbeats behind your ears everywhere.
Yeah, I can imagine. So now onto the braking zone for the bus stop. And Christopher slides that car through there. You can see how the Camaro takes a little bit more of a more controlled approach, where that little Ferrari is flicking one way to the next. So when they cross the start-finish line, this will be the last lap of the evening. A little flash of the lights there for Brandon, with him chasing down Gavin. So the 2 guys from the same racing stable. The one is from Racing Boots and the other one is from Racing Boots 2, as in TWO. Sarge, can you just bring up those time penalties for us, please? There we go, so 1 second for Gavin, 2 seconds for Brandon, and Andrew Horn, 1 second there for him. Thank you very much. We just jumped to Christopher is in first place, so he has managed to get himself ahead of Jake's by 1 second. So I'm not sure whether there was a mistake. We were busy looking at the time penalties where that position changed. So that is a back-to-back win now for Christopher. That is exactly what he needs after he found himself disconnecting out of 2 heats. So this is definitely well and truly put him back into the running for this championship. So through the bus stop for the last time, and pinpoint lines there for Christopher. So Brandon and Gavin currently trading places there. Brandon now up into 3rd place. And Christopher will cross the line. And that is a 1st place for him, with Jake's in 2nd place. Gavin, with that time penalty, he should get into 3rd. As we're seeing there with Brandon Hills. He'll come home in 4th place. Morris will finish off in a 5th position. Unfortunate there for him, because Morris was right out in front there. Dirkie comes home in 6th place, with Adrian Bond in 7th position. Vaughan Hills comes home in 8th, with the Horn Dog in 9th place. And Tyler Scott, you'll come home in 10th position. So there you have it, guys. It is the final results for the Alpha tier. So it is Christopher in first, then Jakes, Gavin, Brandon, Marius, Dirkie, Adrian, Vaughan, Andrew Horn, and then Tyler Scott. So an absolute incredible race. It was so close out in the beginning. Out of those 5, I honestly would not have been able to pick a winner, and that is just how competitive it has become here in the Alpha tier at SARCO. So guys, we're just getting the final results together, just so we can invite the top drivers for the drivers interview.
Cool shot, guys. It was absolutely awesome race for the year as usual.
Sarge, we really appreciate your assistance this evening. Well done, great racing, and we'll see you on Thursday.
Okay.
Cheers, Sarge. Yeah, thanks, Dylan.
Bye, thank you, Jacques. Thank you for joining me. That was a lot of fun, and we'll chat to you soon. Cheers.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Hello, my Jakes.
Hello, my Joe. Yes, sir. It was hectic.
So, but just before we get into the official interviews, Jakes wanted to. Mal Jacques actually joined me in the commentary box, and he wanted to know if you had to send your sons to get you some more Salusa 45 just to bring the heart rate down.
Yes, for sure. For sure.
How's it, Gavin? We can see lots and lots of sweat on that forehead of yours.
You are correct. Yeah, sorry.
So we're just waiting for Christopher there.
I'm sure he'll join now.
But an absolutely incredible evening's racing, guys. At one point we have 5 cars separated by 1 second. Absolutely incredible, and that's exactly what we do like to see. Let's start off with you, Gavin. So 3rd overall for you, and man oh man, very, very tricky. We did see in the first heat that there was every now and again you just found yourself jumping around the track a little bit. Did any of the guys mention that you were possibly disconnecting or some lag issues?
No, not really. I saw a few jumping like that. So I don't know what the issue with the connection is. I'm just glad it held today. Like I don't have a bad line, so I don't know. Let's hope it holds. But yeah, I saw 1 or 2 cars jumping around in front of me. Not hectic, but so I was just holding thumbs that nothing was going to go wrong.
Well, look, it got you a 3rd place overall for the evening. And
yeah,
I almost cursed you. I said, well, we know that Gavin did have a few issues, and then your car started bouncing, and I just about ate my tongue, and then all of a sudden you're working again. And it looks like the Discord has officially stopped. Right, guys, so it does seem like our Discord is stuck. Here comes Christopher back in. Everyone's now rejoining. Very, very strange on why that would happen. Right, guys, so unfortunately it does seem like our Discord is down, because I see the guys trying to come in, but it's just not connecting. So apologies, guys. Very strange to see that. Yeah, it does seem like that Discord is definitely down. Nobody is connecting into it. Even my camera feed that should be up, that is no longer there. So guys, with that, we'd just like to thank our sponsor Simstuff Racing for their contribution to the series. It does make it very, very interesting for everyone to be joining us. Then I'd like to just thank Ashley for helping me out in the first heat, as well as Tyler and Sarge in the second heat. Guys, if you do want to find out more about Simstuff Racing, all the details are in the description below. Please do go check them out. And our Discord is back. Very, very strange. So let's just jump back there. So guys, apologies, the Discord had a little bit of a malfunction. It completely shut itself down while Gavin was talking about disconnecting. Sorry, Gavin.
I thought it was my connection.
No, the whole thing did go down. But yeah, I'm pretty sure you're happy with your third overall.
Yeah, happy with my third. Look, I unfortunately in that first race I got a 3-second penalty going through the bus stop, or I don't know what you call it, but and Jakes and Chris are just too quick. I'll just sit there in the back and just watch them battle each other out. So hopefully get a tow coming down the straights, catch up a bit, and then. But yeah, no, it was good fun. It was our second race, like you said. We had 5 cars for quite a while,
yeah.
Right on top of each other. And then unfortunately, I think Dirkie got spun out, or Ash went out first, and then Dirkie spun out, and then and then Chris and Jake are just too quick. But I kept making small mistakes, but overall, yeah, look, happy. Overall happy. I'll get you guys one day. But yeah, well done, very well done. Great racing.
Thanks, Kev.
Right,
Flat out, thank you.
Right, my Jakes, and I'm sure the amounts of Salusa 45 that you've taken, that you're feeling 45 now, having to run with the younger folk, a great evening
absolutely. For you. that Salusa 45 is great, guys. You have to drive when you get my age. Yeah, they say, in the Afrikaans saying, ek's oud, maar ek's nie koud nie.
100%. And then by Jakes, we did see that Christopher was able to get this incredibly strange line going around the outside into turn number 1, and he seemed to be sticking it wider into turn 1, but then getting a drive ahead of you guys through the next little section. Was that something that you were trying to figure out how to stop?
No, I just get my line, what I'm used to. If I went out of that line, I would have spun out or something like that. So I just did what I practiced the whole time. But yes, that little Ferrari is quick in the hands of Christopher. Yes, must say that the second race was awesome. Nice close battles there between 5 of us at the stage. Pity that Turkish went out, because he kept us honest there for most of the race. And yes, man, Dirkie was just bad luck there, but he did very, very well. But hats off to Christopher and Gavin, hey, you gave me a run for my money there, buddy. You almost had me there. And Christopher, I know how it feels for the other guys to have member fever. It's not a nice feeling.
Well, we always talk about number fever being a thing.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely a thing. Eh?
Flat out.
And then, Christopher, let's go to you. 2 wins for you back-to-back. The first race, I'd say, not a little bit easier, but less cars to get past compared to the second heat. But that 5-car battle that you guys were having, you seem to have just being able to look like you're getting a double slipstream coming around the start-finish line, and you're making a lot of your overtakes going into turn 1, but on the outside.
Yeah, firstly, I just want to say the racing was great, really, really close. Unfortunately, there was a little bit of contact with Durkee in the second race. In the braking zone, I was right behind him and just had nowhere to go. Tried braking early, but we both just broke super early just to be cautious, and unfortunately we touched. But first race was great. I also had quite a bit of work to do. I didn't have a good qualifying, so I had to work my way through. But the slipstream in the Ferrari is phenomenal. The top speed's probably about 10 k's quicker, so it was helping a lot on the back straight. What I was trying to do is just going into the bus stop, make sure that I wasn't in front, and then I could just hang in the slipstream through the last bank, and then get the good drive from the slipstream around them. And then on the outside of turn 1 was it wasn't my intention. It was not easy, but yes, I used that to my advantage to try and get a good drive out the corner. Managed to make a few overtakes from there. But yeah, those Camaros are really quick. Ferrari locks up the brakes so easy, so it's very, very difficult, especially coming into turn 1. But other than that, the racing was phenomenal this evening. Absolutely loved it. Thanks to Jakes and Gavin and Marius and Durkee. Durkee really had us on us in the second heat. I was battling to get him. He was really, really fast through the bus stop. But yeah, it was just really unfortunate for the contact. But I look forward to the next one. I'm glad there was no disconnecting this race. And yeah, well done to everyone tonight. It was awesome, guys.
Absolutely, 100%, guys, and we do look forward to next week. But don't forget that this coming Thursday we will be racing a Assetto Corsa competition once again. So really looking forward to see that. And we do. Sorry guys, I've just seen on the stream that I had the faces. I'm looking at the faces, but they weren't coming up on the TV. Sorry, apologies. Nevertheless.
Flat out,
guys. So enjoy it. We'll see you guys next week, and until then, keep racing. And thanks for watching.
Cheers, man.
Cheers,
everybody.
Yos.
Bye.